court to God. The white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above when they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop it, ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop it, ass shit. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no token when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass see the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
See, y'all think it's just about us in here, but this is about an oppressive, fucked up system designed to keep niggas down and shit. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. What about you, little nigga? You know about that?
Yes.
Oh, you know about that? Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turning to coons like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. chill, yo, chill.
The prison industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They prey on us like they poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics form alliance. From the west coast to the islands, this pressure is making diamonds. They go waking sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. But feel.
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say, but smarter? I like this little nigga.
One West, 12 tribes, UPK. Yeah. I'm a One West rapper, no half-stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. Ever since a nigga was young, I knew what I wanted. Knew that we could either be hunters or with the hunted. Meaning only choice was the predators or the prey. Shortest man wherever I was, but I didn't play. Then I started spitting that fire at every stage. Rap gave a little bit of buzz, but it didn't stay. Then I started hustling, getting at some bread. I always went broke, making sure that my niggas fed. But then I looked for loyalty, niggas, they wasn't there. The same that I shed blood for, and it wasn't fair. Well, fuck it though, turn they back on a real nigga. It's when I found UPK and I'm still with them. Drill with them, cause I've been in the field with them. Fringed up garments, rocking the shield with them. I never turn traitor, I never let my colors fly. Never get my brother's book. I ain't like that other guy, nothing like them funny groups. They just better get in line. If you in the middle, you confused, you should pick a side. Me, I must stay loyal to the king till the day I die. I am One West, here beating in my chest. Fuck all the rest, we stayed, y'all left. Suckers ran scared, had to clean up y'all mess. That's why we took over, I can see that y'all stressed. We ain't got time to worry about no hater. My life is like a movie, should come with a narrator. They gather data, they wanna see us assimilated. Marching through the streets, know we coming, you hear our cadence. All you smell is Henny and frankincense is the fragrance. Cause I'm a One West rapper, no half-stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. I'm a One West rapper, no half-stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. My squad is forever. It's forever. Squad is forever. When a nigga in this mode like I get so hyped, shining blinding like a strobe light. I'm my only calm, so I battle me back and forth nights like a bullfight. I see red charge and destroy Mike. Gave me foresight, so I know that winning the war might have them all tight. Fuck their feelings, cause they the soft type. I was always taught never turn your back on your brothers. Take on any enemy, know the strength in these numbers. UPK official, and ain't no coward among us. Don't make me go and bang with them sticks like I'm a drummer. How y'all gonna run with the style that we invented? You always talk the war was wild, but you never in it. All that coulda, shoulda, woulda. I see how you try to spin it. The way my soldiers move out, you think that we got evicted. It's One West in the building, we owning it while you renting. Lyrical exercise in the booth is my plan of fitness. Words move you like calisthenics. Bars heavy, so when I bench it, I'm building up a hardcore. I flex when I'm finished. And right after a light workout, it's back to business. Group sick of UPK, cause we the illest. I got one question, will they ever stop hating? Waiting on this war so long, I'm salivating. Niggas turn bitch so strong, I call them Caitlyn. I get the green light, it's go, no hesitations. Y'all just been holding our spot like reservations. Now we back to work while you suckers still on vacation. Mixtape singles and even collaborations. They smiling in the face, but I know I see aggravation. You ain't got to hide it though, you fucking mighty cone. UPK bringing that heat, you know the fire's on. It's One West. Cause I'm a one West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. It's forever. The squad is forever.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Shabbat Katham, taught the brother, Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham, Bashem, Al-Shad, all the sisters, all right? IHBK, Minnesota, slap it up. All right, once again, IHBK, Minnesota, with the Brotherhood class today. We got a few things to actually go over. As you see the topic, the title of the topic, which is Passover Demon. As you may know, you've probably been seeing Passover Demon all over social media, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., etc. Passover Demon is actually a real thing, and what that really means, of course, there's no Christianity behind it. It's simply Satan doesn't want you to go to the Passover. That's really what it's mainly about. But of course, before we get into all of that, I do want to say, make sure that you pay your tithes. If you are following the 12 tribes chart and you are stealing or taking any breakdowns from the UPK, pay your tithes, man. Pay your tithes, okay? A lot of people are going to watch our videos and not, pay their dues, pay their debts. You know what I mean? As they should. Because there are a lot of people who watch our content and they use it for themselves to try to teach other people when they are not authorized. So pay your debts, pay your your tithes, pay your debt. You know what I mean? It's only right. And if you are going to use the 12 tribes chart, which came from the ISBK, it's only right that you once again pay your tithes. Like show some love to the UPK. All right. So once again, Passover is, less than a week. It's actually, I want to say next Friday. Next Friday is Passover. Let's see. Yeah, next Friday is Passover. Most High in Christ. Otherwise, a lot of us is already heading to Florida early for a whole week. Me, myself, I'll be there next Monday. Lord allow, I see, all the brothers and sisters. Okay. All right. Let me see here. 1 second. Right. So before we get into the Passover Demon, we first have to go over Passover. What is Passover even about? The understanding, the background behind it. Because a lot of people don't know what Passover even means, what it's for, why do we celebrate it? All those questions do come up, but we are going to get into it, all right? So for those that are tuned in, I want y'all to pay close attention, okay? 1 second. Yeah, I want everybody to pay close attention as far as the class. All right. And once again, also too, I'm filling in for the brother Officer Mungabar 500. Okay. All right. So Passover is one of the high holy days that's not celebrated in the U.S. or really anywhere else. If it is celebrated anywhere else in the world, it's celebrated in a way that the Lord does not approve of, if that makes sense, all right? But of course, in the Bible, with the story behind Moses, right? Moses pretty much, was trying to get Israel, his own people, to get under the captivity of Pharaoh, the Egyptians, to serve the Most High for a time. And that was the order that Moses had from the Lord. And because of that order, he went to Pharaoh, who is the head of the Egyptians at this time. Pharaoh's heart was hardened by the Lord, of course, but it was really much of a test to see how far Moses would go to try to get his people out of the hand of our oppressor, which is Pharaoh at this time, right? And so with that being said, Moses went back. You know what I mean? He followed the orders of the Lord, and the Most High told him exactly what to do. And it came to a point where Pharaoh was like, you know what? I'm gonna let these Israelites go with you, because the Most High killed the firstborn of everything in Egypt. If we're talking about cattle meaning animals, if we're talking about the firstborn of the Egyptians who had their first child, not the second, third, or fourth child, but the first child. And boy, oh boy, that was amazing. And all the Israelites had a order, right? That were in captivity. This is what you should do at this time and this date. If it's not done at this time and this date, you will be killed. Or it's like it. Your firstborn should be killed. All right, I believe how the story goes. But we are still going to get into it. And the Israelites followed the order, because only our oppressors at this time, which will be the Africans in captivity, the Egyptians, they got hell. The Israelites did not get no hell whatsoever. They got hell. And we celebrate the Passover just to remember what the Lord did for us. Also, too, Passover, do not forget about this. This is about Christ. So us going to Passover, us sacrificing money, time, trips, like whatever the case may be, us doing everything that we can to get to Passover, it can be stressful. Passover has to be one of the most stressful times every year, because it involves so much money. Once again, so much sacrifice. You have so much that you have to do to prepare for this day. And that's really a good thing. But the fact that you even make it shows the Lord that you are serious about it. If you are too easy to be like, I'm not going to Passover, you have a demon on you. That's the Passover demon. That's on you. If you just, don't take Passover as a serious thing, like a lot of people take birthdays to heart. And when I say to heart, meaning like they take it so wholeheartedly, it's very serious to them. It means the world to them. When birthdays is a sin, because that's self-worship. Now, a lot of people get mixed up with self-worship and someone praising you. There's nothing wrong with getting compliments. There's nothing wrong with someone, congratulating you. But birthdays are very vain, and that's a topic that we can touch on in the future, because we have done multiple classes about birthdays and how it's just unlawful. You gotta ask yourself this. We always say in EPK, if it's not of the Most High, it's of Satan, or otherwise in Hebrew, Shaitan. Shaitan is Satan in Hebrew. If it's not of the Most High, it's of Satan. That's it. So if you don't see it in the Bible, which the IHK follows the Bible, you know what I mean? If it's not in the Bible, then it's of Satan. Otherwise, we might say it's of the world, which the world belongs to Satan. It doesn't belong to the Most High. That's why we say in the world or in the truth. The truth is everything that has to deal with the Most High. The world has everything to do with Satan. All right, so just so everyone knows the difference for those that are new, that are watching. So yeah, like it is of Satan. You know what I mean? That Passover demon would try to stop you from coming. Do whatever you have to do to bring yourself, your family, your friends, whoever is really serious about this Passover and who is not trying to lose their life, or is actually trying to save their life, with righteousness and for the Most High and Christ's sake, come to Passover. You will not regret it. There's something that happens to you when you come to Passover. Something physically and spiritually that happens to you. And of course, no magic. You know what I mean? Now, of course, to have a joke, I would say it's something like magic. But I'll tell you this. My first Passover experience, I was young as hell, probably about 16, turning 17, back in 2014. And I had no idea what I was doing necessarily, but I follow a family member who was in the school, right? I follow a family member, and I travel all the way to New York for the Passover. Didn't know what it meant, didn't know what it mean. I seen all these men who I've been seeing all over social media who really inspired me, and something about that day really made me say, I think this is the place for me. I was looking for my group age at that time. I was being too carnal and being worldly in my understanding, right? But of course, all that changed. And meeting so many powerful, men, who were actual real men, not gangsters, not not criminals. Like these are all righteous men in one room. And in that atmosphere, being in that room, like you felt real love. You actually felt brotherhood and sisterhood. And I've never experienced such a thing until that day. And then every year after that, up until next week, I already know it's going to be the same way. Man, like Passover, or just being around brothers and sisters who was on the same mission, who has the same mind, as you. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. No fighting. No Christianity whatsoever. Ain't nobody gonna touch your children. You put your children down, you might lose them for an hour or two, but understand this: they are going to be back in your hands any minute. Otherwise, they are going to be around other brothers and sisters. Everybody is safe and sound. There's nothing but love thrown in the room. Everyone is, embracing each other, complimenting each other. Everybody's trying to rush to take pictures with each other. Like it's so beautiful. I cannot wait for the Passover. If the Passover was every month, I would go. I would break my pockets every goddamn month if it was possible. You know what I mean? That's why we have the cookouts. The cookouts it's kind of like a mini Passover, if you ask me. Of course, all of us, have busy lives, so we can't all make it. But when you can, make it. It's like a mini Passover. Because, one time a year that we got to see each other, man, that's not enough for a lot of us. Like you are going to see the spirit of true love that you never received from your family or your so-called friends. You are going to not want to leave Florida once you experience this time in Florida next week. And I pray that your experience, your first time, for those that are new, that is beautiful, that is great. Okay? Oh, is that my sister right there? Oh, okay, Most High Christ. Hey, Shalom, Yah Shema Tabashim Rashai. So Sister Azara, Lashemaiwa, and then of course Salakia. Let me see who else is in here. Oh yeah. Shalom, Yahweh Shah to the brother Kawanya Allah. Most High Christ. But Salakia, anyway, I ain't finna talk too much. We are gonna get to some precepts. But once again, I do wanna say one thing, of course. Let me see. This first time being your Passover, this second, third time being your Passover, I would say just, man, enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Make the best of it. We are there for a week. I believe most of us should be there for a week. You know what I mean? If you're there less than a week, no sweat. Man, enjoy yourself. Just think about vacation. Think about paradise. Think about the kingdom of heaven. Think about all the things that you know that is, righteous and paradise. Like, forget about all your problems. all your struggles. Forget about just anything that you have been dealing with lately, and just focus on the Most High in Christ. Because this is what the Passover is about. It's not about your problems. It's not about your situation. It's not about any of that. Of course, I mean, if you need some assistance and some help, if you have some issues, do your best to hold it off until after the Passover. Why do I say that? It's because this is about the Most High in Christ. Yes, Jeremiah Hyman said this is about Christ, Yahushua. Yes, of course, we give all glory to the Most High. Okay? So this is about them. And don't forget that. This is not about your issues, your problems, what you got going on between a brother or a sister. That's not it. And don't make it about that. Otherwise, you can stay where you're at. Stay your ass home. That's what you can do. Because no one needs that at the Passover. You can keep that where you're from. Don't bring it to here. No one needs that. And I pray that you understand. I pray you really do. Okay? All right. So let's get it. Let me see. All right. So we are going to get Exodus chapter 11, verse 4. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm looking forward to seeing every brother and sister at the Passover as well. I'm going to make it my mission and duty to take all the pictures, crack all the funny jokes, meet all the children, because I do love children, you know what I mean? Get to know all the brothers and sisters who are fairly new or whoever first time it is. And like even in Minnesota and a sister out there in South Dakota, like this is going to be our first time, and I pray everything goes well for you guys. You know what I mean? I pray it goes well, which it should. You know what I mean? Anything that any situation, anything that you may need, contact Minnesota, because Minnesota will be present. You know what I mean? And yeah, just go ahead and enjoy yourself, have a ball. All right, have fun for yourself, for your children, for others, so on and so forth. All right, so anyway, instead of me babbling on, talking all damn day, let me get this real quick. This precept. All right. Let's see. By the way, if anybody has any questions or concerns, go ahead and type it in. I'll go ahead and answer it. All right. All right, so the precept reads, Exodus chapter 11, verse 4, and Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt. Okay. All right, so this is Moses, who is, of course, in Egypt, and he is speaking amongst the Israelites, who are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you see in the earth today. Let's go to the next verse. Verse 5 reads, And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill. Good night. And all the first of beasts, beasts meaning animals. Okay? So Moses is saying, he's saying that the firstborn of damn near pretty much everything is going to be killed off if the Israelites are not, freed from captivity to serve the Most High for these days, or for this time, I should say. Verse 6, And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. So what this is speaking about, like, if we know about Judgment Day is going to be a terrible time for a lot of people. For those that do not serve the Most High, when Christ returns, it's going to be a lot of screams and sorrow and, just terrible. If you ever heard a terrible sound in your life that it was so terrible that it puts you in a terrible sound that puts you in a state of like trauma or something like that. Like if you ever heard someone just scream and yell, that was just so terrifying. Like imagine that when Judgment Day comes. All right, so like it was the water out of one. Very excited. Been packed for 2 weeks. Oh, most high in Christ. Okay, most high in Christ. You know what? I feel bad because I haven't packed a goddamn thing yet. I'm trying to pack everything here mentally first. But yeah, I need to pack real quick. Yeah, I need to pack ASAP. Cause time is rushing. Like it's already Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday for some goddamn reason. Next week, man. Next week, boy, oh boy. Yeah. So you've been packed for 2 weeks. Hey, most high in Christ. Sis. Hey, I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to meet the children. Um, yeah, most high in Christ. Hey, Chuck, I think last year I was packed for like a week ahead of time. I think, yeah, about a week ahead of time. But yeah. But back to Moses. Moses, right? Like he was pretty much explaining that his people needs to get out of captivity. Otherwise, the Lord said this is what will happen. So let's continue. Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So now this is a very important precept, right? Which we have actually myself I haven't used this precept in such a long time. But when it says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, meaning our oppressors will not be able to do any harm against us. And then when you read later into chapter 11 verses Exodus chapter, oh no, I'm sorry. Now, when you read into chapter 12 verses chapter 11, what you see is that after the Most High did what he said he was going to do, the Egyptians kicked us out of Egypt. They didn't want us there no more. They were so terrified and they didn't understand what the hell was going on, but they really saw the power of the Most High when the Most High said what he was going to do. In other words, he said what he said. He was going to kill niggas. I mean, not niggas, but these Egyptians, these Africans, and that's what he did in the book of Exodus. The 11th between the 11th and the 12th chapter. All right. He said what he said he was going to do, what he said he was going to do, and he did it. All right. Shalom. All right. So a dog shall not move his tongue to man or beast, meaning that no one's going to touch Israel. I mean, once we leave, no one's going to touch us. Okay. The Egyptians did not harm us, did not do anything cruel to us once we left. All right. Hold on 1 second. That ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Now, a lot of people always say in the Bible, there's no such thing as race. That's very idiotic. It's very ignorant. And why is that? It's because race is being taught in the Bible. You know what I mean? Anybody that you read about, any book that you read, okay, I would say besides, I didn't want to say besides medical books, like I'll say probably like medical books. It's certain books where they really don't have to put ethnicity, race in it, but as far as the Bible or regular books that you may read, it gives you a depiction of who is speaking about. Most books have an audience. And the audience I'm speaking about is it describes the person, not characteristics, Not only characteristics, but the race as well. The Bible actually explains the race and also too the characteristics of who the hell is speaking about. And it said that, let me see it one more time. Um, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. The Egyptians and Israelites are two different people. And that's one scripture to prove that black people are not Africans. The only Africans who think that black people are them are the ones that live in America and who have lack of understanding of their true history as being a African. You have heathens who live in America or live in other places who don't know their true identity, don't know their true, culture. I've met, I met a few Africans. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. Like I met a few Africans who actually not only explain, but actually prove that black people, so-called black people, African Americans, are not the same as African people. And they gave great such detail. But the next time I run into an African who knows their own culture, who knows the scams of the so like I said, the colonization, whatever. Okay, the influence of America and pretty much how America puts this idea that blacks and Africans are the same, because the whole thing is Africans sold African or black people sold black people. Now you gotta ask yourself, which one is it? Did Africans sell Africans or did black people sell black people? Both are wrong. Africans sold black people. Just because you have you have a color of pigmentation doesn't mean that you are the same as a person of certain ethnicity. That does not make sense at all. Every race on the face of the earth has, some type of melanin, except for white people. That doesn't mean that we are all related. If you understand the history behind how everyone looks today and back then, you will understand that we are not the same people. And it's kind of funny because even today in their actions, other ethnicities do not rock with each other at all. And people wonder why. Like for example, you have a lot of young Somalians, right? You have a lot of young Somalians. As far as my experience in Minnesota, you have a lot of young Somalians who be like, "Oh yeah, you're black, I'm black. Black lives matter. They killing us, right?" But what I've always noticed is the older Somalians know that they are not like you. They show it in every way single possible. Even the so-called African Americans or black people in, America in general, they know, even in the world, they know that Somalians, Nigerians are not their people. And they even say, like, look, hey, I can't stand them. They bring rats, they bring bed bugs, they do this, they do that. They taking over the communities, this and that. Like a group number of black people know that these Africans are not us. But then there are a group who just get high off the idea. You know what I mean? That we are Africans. We are not. The Most High put a difference between us. There's also many more precepts to prove that we are not them. If you are such an African and your African roots and all that bullshit, right? Go ahead and put a plate in your lip. Wear all the crazy stuff that they wear. You know what I mean? If you are a true African. You know what's funny though? Only niggas get killed in the streets in America? Somalians, Nigerians, Ethiopians, they don't get shot down in the streets. They don't. They don't get shot down. But niggas get shot down. And you know, that's another history class, just to really show the difference between Africans and black people, Haitian people, all the black tribes, also too the Hispanic tribes, the native, the Indian tribes. Like, come on, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the only people who suffer. Everyone else doesn't suffer whatsoever. So when it says, once again, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, just understand this. You are different from the Egyptians. Don't you ever in your life compare yourself to them. Don't compare yourself to a white person, because you're not that. All right? If your father is a Israelite, Most High in Christ, don't ever compare yourself to anything else but what you are. And a lot of things that we're trying to do in the UPK is trying to destroy the identity crisis that Black and Hispanic and Native Indian people have. Because sometimes we might identify as something completely different than what we actually are, trying to avoid. And one second. You know, trying to avoid and trying to, you know, hide somewhere else. Don't do what Adam and Eve did. Don't try to hide underneath another culture, identity, another ethnicity, identity. Everybody wants to be a nigga until it's really time to be a nigga. Although we suffer curses, we are going through hell as a people. If I was to die today, I would want to come back as a Israelite, which of course I will, because if you are Hispanic, if you are Black, Native, you will always come back as the same thing in reincarnation, the same gender, so on and so forth, right? But like I will always I'm proud to be a Israelite because I know what the reward is in the future. Right now, we might die a terrible death. We might go through all the hell that we see on everyday news. We might be the most undesired people. But we know one thing. We are the chosen people. The Most High has something for us at the end if we endure. And we are the most beautiful people on the face of the earth. Like, come on, man. Who wouldn't want to be us? That's why all the heathens are trying to be like us. Okay, but anyway, let me get back to it. Because honestly, I mean, we can go over so many scenarios. I mean, just on and on and on and on. But anyway, let me see here. All right, let's keep going. Verse 6. Oh no, actually, let's see. All right, give me a second. Exodus chapter 12, verse 6. All right. Exodus chapter 12, verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. All right, so pretty much this is describing the sacrifice that has to be done. Let me see something. Hold on. So this is given a time period of what should happen for, for Israel. Israel shall kill a beast, and pretty much is going to speak about, killing it at the evening, and also too, putting it on your door. So so if you know, during Christmas time in December, a lot of people put, I don't know what it's called. It's that tree thing that looks like a ring. They put it on their door during Christmas time on the front door. It has like the little mistletoe and all that stuff on it. I haven't celebrated Christmas since 15, 16. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. But anyway, you put the little thing on your door. It has the mistletoe bow on it or something like that. But anyway, Moses is pretty much telling Israel, by this time, which is the evening, you need to kill a beast and put it on your doorstep. Not actually put the animal on the doorstep, but put the blood on the doorstep. And I believe that explains it in the next verse. Let me see. Yes, it does. All right. Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. Okay, so yeah, so you kill this animal, a lawful animal, of course, and you eat the animal, but you put the blood on the door. That blood signifies that you followed the order. Okay, you followed the order. You put the blood on the post of the door, and once by the time the death angel comes, and they see, or the angel sees that the blood is on the doors of where the Israelites are staying at, because slaves have homes as well, right? Okay. The death angel is going to see it, and the death angel is not going to come to your door, meaning come to your house and kill you. It's going to kill the ones that don't have it, which are going to be the heathens. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, 1 second. Okay. All right. Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Now, we are going to stop right there because that is the feast of unleavened bread. Because the next verse, verse 8, is going to pretty much get into how after we got kicked out of Egypt and we went into the wilderness, we didn't have time to prepare for food. So what we had to do was pretty much eat some unflavored, bread. All right. And of course, we eat it with the lamb, which that's what was eaten at the night. The lamb and some bitter ass bread. I mean, have you ever had some bread that didn't have no damn flavor? I recently just had some, probably a few weeks ago, and it was very disgusting. The only thing I could wash it down with was water. All right. Shout out to your brothers in Hebrew Academy. For next year's Hebrew Academy, make sure that you got some bread with some damn flavor. I pray you understand. If you don't, the Lord be with you. All right. But anyway, yeah, man, once again, I cannot stress enough, the Passover is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And also too, for the brothers and sisters who will not be going to Passover, we are going to have all the drinks, all the good food, have a good time in remembrance of you. Okay? Because Lord if Christ doesn't come back this year or next year, Lord allow you're able to come to the Passover soon enough. If not, we are going to celebrate for you. All right? One thing is, if a certain brother and sister is not there, we have a good time for them. Not just for ourselves, Because once again, this is all about Christ, yes. But if someone can't make it, we acknowledge them and we have a good time for them. You know what I mean? Once again, like we think about each other, not ourselves. We don't think about ourselves, we think about each other. Because at the end of the day, brotherhood and sisterhood still lives on every day. It never takes a break. It's every day, all the time. And we have to understand that. Yes, you may have your own problems. You got things going on in your life, but always be ready to be a brother and a sister to each other. And that's what we are going to do, man. If I can make it to the Passover, God forbid that ever happens, because I'm going to fight my way to the Passover. But I mean, God forbid, like if I wasn't able to make it at any time, I mean, enjoy yourself and have a good time for me. You know what I mean? Like a little video chat wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? On the dance floor. You know what I mean? Showing me the lamb, that amazing, unleavened bread. You see what I'm saying? With the bitter herbs, all of this bitter herbs is very good. It's very good. Yeah. Show me all the nice outfits. You know what I mean? Like let's do something for each other. Okay. The brother said, "Black and beautiful." Damn right. You damn right. That's us. We are black and beautiful. What is that? Songs of Solomon, 1-10. Yeah. Damn right. All right. Let me see. What's next? What's next? Let me see. 1 second. All right, that was okay, I guess we're not done yet. Let me see. All right, so we're still going to Exodus chapter 12, verse 7. No, verse 8. Moving on to verse 9. All right. All right. Exodus chapter 12, verse 9. Eat not of it raw nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs and with the pertinence thereof. So it's pretty much talking about heating up the body of the animal, which is going to be the lamb. Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaining of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. So this is pretty much called leftovers. All right. Leftovers is what we call it in Israel today. When you leave something for the next day, it's leftovers. And that's pretty much what Moses just said. So whatever you don't finish today, or pretty much save this part or save this animal for tomorrow, leftovers. Okay? Because even on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, not only do we eat the unleavened bread, we also eat the meat. All right? Once again, whoever cooks the meat and the unleavened bread at the Passover, they should be on TV. They should get a rank raise or something. I don't know. Because it's absolutely that delicious. And once you get to the Passover, and the 14th and the 15th of April comes about, you will understand what I'm talking about. And thank you later. All right? Thank you later. Because it is farly delicious. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Good night. So what that really is speaking about is when it says you should have your loins girded, right? You should have on a garment. A beautiful, amazing, garment. You have a man's garment and a woman's garment. Look fashionable in the Lord's eyes. Wear what Christ wore, which is a glorious garment, a warlike apparel, which we have in EPK. We ain't dressing up in suits and ties. You can throw that in the trash. Leave that to the Christian church. Leave that to Islam. You know what I mean? Leave that up to the lawyers, whoever, so on and so forth. Rock that beautiful dress, you sisters. Rock that amazing, glorious, beautiful garment. You know what I mean? Warlike apparel, you know, you brothers, with a nice headpiece. You feel me? The armbands. Man, I mean the fly ass shoes, you know, the fringes. Like, man, hey, all the jewelry. Rock it. You see what I'm saying? And that is Christ's fashion. That is the Most High's fashion. Okay? Ain't nobody coming in with no damn skinny jeans. You know, a suit and tie. I mean, which ain't nothing wrong with suit and tie, but not at the damn Passover. We ain't dressing up in costumes. We are wearing real things that come out of the Bible. The way that you see brothers and sisters dressed today in EPK is how it was back then. And also, too, there's proof of it because of pictures, historical archaeology pictures as well. Okay. All right, give me 1 second here. Okay. Also, too, another thing that we should get into as well is that when it comes to the Passover, the Passover is not like a cookout at all, right? The Most High the Most High requires you to have complete obedience, sacrifice. That's what the Passover really is about. And also, too, when it comes to the Passover, if you was ever given a oath to serve the Lord, meaning if you ever got a name from the UPK, a Hebrew name, you coming into the school, you being raised up to be an officer, or you having a certain duty to complete until Christ returns. You want to remember that oath at the Passover. You want to remember where you came from. Think about where you was before the UPK. How depressed you were. How much anxiety you had. How much you was on the verge of killing yourself. Whether it was a slow death or a fast death. Think about all the terribleness and all the hell and the filth that you were going through in the world before you came into UPK. Remember, this is about Christ, not you. This is about Christ and not you. Remember that you have a debt to pay to Christ. So as much as you are waking up every day and that you are breathing oxygen in your lungs, you owe a debt to Christ. Live your life for someone else instead of yourself. You're better off doing so. Life would be better if you live your life for someone else versus yourself. Live it for the next person so that way they can continue to endure like you're trying to endure. Not trying to, but as you're enduring. Live your life for someone else instead of yourself. Think about your everyday life, what you do and how you do it. Because people are watching. Okay? Live your life for those that need to endure as well. This is about Christ, and Christ was someone who was about everyone else and not himself. He wasn't about himself, he was about you. He lived his life and died so that you can have another chance at life. And always remember that. All right. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, give me 1 second here. Salaki, 1 second. Oh, all right, let me see. All right. Salaki for that. Let me see here. Okay. All right, so come on. So once again, the Passover should be amazing, should be good. I pray everyone has a good time, a safe travel, and a safe return as well. Otherwise, let's get back to the precepts. Actually, I want to read this one more time. Okay. All right, Exodus chapter 12, verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded and your shoes on your feet, meaning on boots, you know what I mean? Your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. Okay? It is the Lord's Passover. Okay? So, really, what that means is that the Lord, you know what I mean, is saying that, look, hey, it's the Lord's Passover, you better look fly as hell. All right? You better be in a war apparel. Sis, you better be in that beautiful dress with the nice shoes, the nice jewelry. Look, everybody at the Passover looks beautiful. Everybody. Like, I'm talking about even down to the children, man. Hey, the children. Sometimes the children be outshining everyone else. I just gotta say it. I gotta say it, man. Like, just look so beautiful. You know what I mean? Just, so glorious. Man, like, you gotta see some of these past few years of children who were in garments. Just fly as hell, man. I'm talking about to the young men, to the young sisters, like, just so beautiful, And man, once again, it is a beautiful time, like a beautiful time. Okay, we are going to get into another precept. Give me a second here. Once again, if anybody has any questions or concerns, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll get to it. All right. Let me see. Should like here. Let me see something. One second. Okay. All right. So when it comes to verse 12, this is where we are going to get into in depth of what what the Most High told Moses to tell Pharaoh what would happen if Pharaoh did not release the Israelites into the hands of the Most High. Okay. All right. Let me see. All right. Oh man. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Exodus chapter 12, verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now, what I really love about this precept is that the Most High was like, once again, like the Most High was talking this shit. And I'm going to show you. When it says, and against all the gods of Egypt, like you said that on purpose. He said it on purpose because people always talk about the gods of Egypt. I believe one God that's one out of many gods that they have in a African, a religion, culture, whatever is I want to say, or Egyptology. I want to say it's Amun Ra. Amun Ra literally means hidden God. So if Amun Ra means hidden God, where the hell is your God at in your time of trouble? It doesn't make sense. When you're getting shot down in the street, so-called Black and Hispanic Native Indians who believe in Egyptology, Hotep, and all that foolishness and garbage, where's your God at? Amun Ra. Your God is nowhere to be found whatsoever. And you know what? There's a precept. I already know it's damn. It's in the book of Judges. I would say either Judges or Hebrews, where the Most High says, call on your gods in a day of trouble. Don't call on me. The Most High is saying, look, don't call on me. Call on your fake gods. Call on Allah, white Jesus. Call on whoever else that you worship and you serve. Call on them when you are in a jam, in a situation, in a time of trouble. Don't call on him. I pray you understand. Okay? You know what I mean? Hey, Shalom, y'all. Shema, Tabashim, Al-Shad, to the sister, Marakapath. How you doing, sis? All right. Can't wait to see you as well at the Passover. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get back to it. So Exodus chapter 12, verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the Lord is telling you, like, hey, I am who I am. I said who I said I am. And he is going to send over a death angel. And that night, and the word smite means to kill or strike, right? The firstborn of any Egyptian child and beast, firstborn. Hey, Most High in Christ, sis. Most High in Christ. All right. Yeah, so the Most High is going to kill these Africans. And right now, today, we should also appreciate the Most High because the Most High is killing off our enemies right now. I hope Russia and the battle or war going on between Russia and Ukraine rings a bell. Have you noticed that the attention has been focused on Russia and Ukraine and not on niggas, spicks, and wetbacks is what they call us in America right now on the reservations. The focus is not on us. We are not media, articles and attention and things of that sort. We are not making the news right now. Okay? We are not making the news right now. Slightly, we are still making the news, but more of the focus and attention is on our oppressor. And that is the Lord's doing. Of course, Black and Hispanic and Native Indian people are dying, yes. You know what I mean? But it seems like it's been a heavy burden for our oppressors right now because it's white on white crime. All right? But I pray, of course, that the situation changes between Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Because a lot of shootings have been happening recently. Hey, sister said the water also super excited to meet you and so many others. Hey, Dan Rice says, hey, likewise. All right, likewise. I have a feeling already that we are gonna have a few good laughs. You know what I mean? Have a good time, and then also too, you know what I mean? Just shit. Minnesota meeting Wisconsin. You know what I mean? South Dakota, like good night. Like it's gonna be a good time. And we all gonna take beautiful pictures, have good laughs, have some good drinks. You know what I mean? I don't know what anybody's preference of a drink is, but we are gonna have a good time. Most High in Christ. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Damn right. Damn right. All right. So yeah. Let me see. Okay. Look, I'm too damn excited. Like Passover, I wish Passover was tomorrow. Okay, because I need to be around my family ASAP. Okay. Working in slavery, man. I don't want to be in Minnesota right now. I love my city, sometimes, but I mean, I want to be around my family somewhere else. Okay. I want to get out of my state, go somewhere else, and just see my family. I'm ready. A whole week with you guys is not even enough. I need a few months, if I may. All right. Let me go ahead and get back to it. Okay. Verse 13. Let's see. Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. So of course, I pretty much damn right of Kwanyala, damn right out. And so yeah, pretty much I jumped the gun just a little bit. So pretty much when that blood, is on the door, that death angel is not there to kill you. It's there to kill our enemy. And when we are serving the Lord in every way possible, our enemy is being destroyed every day. That's one way to look at it. When we serve our King Yahushua and follow the steps that he, pretty much set the ground for, we are doing our job. By us doing what Christ told us to do, we are serving the Most High. Simple as that. Because I don't know if anyone knows, Christ celebrated the Passover, which I'm going to get into in a second. All right. And some of y'all know the precept already in the book of Matthew, which I'm just going to give y'all that hint. In the book of Matthew, Christ celebrated the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Dedication, so on and so forth. I believe Purim. It's like all the high holy days, Sabbath service, all that is in the Bible. Okay? It's like you. All right, so let's keep going. I'm going to read it one more time. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. So the token is that you are not going to get killed. All right? The token is you pretty much knowing that you're not going to get killed. It's the best way that I can say it right now. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. So that's why it's called Passover, because the death angel is going to pass over your house. Okay? The angel literally is going to pass over your house. And when the death angel does that, you are spared. You have another chance at life. And this relates, once again, back to Christ. Christ gave us a second chance because he laid his life down. So that's what you should do. Lay your life down. Otherwise, you're going to die. Simple as that. Okay? Let's keep it going. I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. Most High in Christ. This is such a beautiful story. A lot of people always talk about violence and killing and stuff like that. This right here was justified. This was to get niggas out of captivity because we were being mistreated in Egypt. Captivity wasn't fun. It wasn't nice. It was brutal. It was terrible. It was only right that someone had to die for you to be alive, if that makes sense, for you to survive. And it was our enemies. It wasn't another brother or a sister. All right. Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. So, yes, it's called a feast, high holy day, a memorial. We celebrate this day as if it's a holiday. You know what I mean? Because the Lord spared our lives, just like He's sparing your life right now. The fact that you are watching this class and you are watching this class is proof that you are very much alive. You are breathing. You are seeing. You are hearing. That means that the Most High has spared your life for right now. But if you are going against the Lord, it could be different in any second, any time. Your life can be gone before your eyes. All right? And I pray that you understand. Let me see something real quick. All right, let's go to the next verse. Let me see something real quick. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread, and even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread, leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. So, okay, so 1 second. One second, Salaki. Salaki, bear with me. All right. All right. So let me see here. Salaki. Let me see something. Salaki, bear with me. I gotta check something real quick. All right. Salaki for that. Orders always, all the time. All right. So yeah. So 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. So, all right. So this is not an option. This is a order. When I say order, meaning that this is what you have to do. Tomorrow we should have more information on the things that the leavening agents that are a part of yeast that makes your food rise, or food or drinks rise, snacks, so on and so forth. We are going to let you know what to have out of your house before Passover, before you leave for Passover. So this can be done tomorrow or days before you leave for the trip of Passover. All right. I know for one, Certain cereal. Okay, the brother said cereal. Yeah, certain cereals have yeast in it, or have leavening agents in it, meaning things. I mean, different words that means yeast. Okay. Um, for one, if you are a person who likes to drink beer, um, a lot of beer has yeast in it. That's why it rises the way that it does. Like Coronas and Modelo's, I believe, are the beers that rises up the most, or that has yeast in it. All beers don't have yeast in it. Um, Trying to think. A lot of flours have yeast in it. Be careful of that. Um, some chips, some cereals. Like it's a lot to really go into. Okay. So we will get into that tomorrow, most likely, otherwise Saturday or Friday. All right. Before we head out to Passover. Okay. All right, let me see here. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and keep going with the precepts. And this is, of course, for 7 days. So for 7 days, you want to make sure that you don't have any yeast in your house whatsoever. Now, if you live with someone, it could be different. As much as possible, stay away from the yeast. So that way, anything that you eat, it doesn't have yeast or leavening in it. Unleavened bread, by the way, you can make it at home, which a brother in the school, or it's like a brother who used to be in a school back, in Minnesota some years ago. He actually made unleavened bread for the whole school in Minnesota. Very, very good, very easy. It's like about maybe 4 to 5 ingredients. Some people add a little flavor to it. That's fine. Do it however you want to. Otherwise, every day eat a piece of unleavened bread. Now, let's say that you don't know how to make unleavened bread. You have corn tortillas, okay? You have alternatives that you can use for unleavened bread. All right. Be careful with the chips, the cereal, just everyday thing that you eat. Just look at your cabinets and your fridges, and just see what the ingredients say. It might be tedious work, but this is for the Lord. So what? Okay. So that's what you do. All right. Oh, Most High in Christ. First time going Most High. Yeah, damn right. Yeah, damn right. Damn right. All right, damn right. All right, so let's get it. All right, moving on to verse. Let me see, 16, real quick. Uh, Actually, okay. So this precept is all right. We ain't got to worry about that too much. Let's get Exodus chapter 12, verse 29. All right. Once again, if anybody has any questions, any concerns, any input that you may have about the Passover, like let's really get into it. Okay. Um, Actually, we are now going to get Exodus 12 or 29. We pretty much already discussed that. Um, mhm, mhm. Okay, actually, Christ. That's what we are actually going to get into. All right, so I did mention earlier that Christ actually celebrated the Passover. So let's get the proof of that. Because somehow a lot of people forget that Christ actually celebrated the Passover with his main men, the disciples. Okay. All right. Here we go. Matthew chapter 26, verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? All right. So they're pretty much asking a question to Christ about the Passover. And yeah, next verse. And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. So the disciples is pretty much asking Christ, what should we tell such and such? And Christ responded and told them what they should say. Because I believe this is the same chapter where Christ was actually going to, you know, actually die. Okay? Let's keep going. Verse 19. And the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. So they got it all set up, ready. All right. Next verse. Verse 20. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. Verse 21. And as they did eat, he said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. So I'm gonna stop right there. Because that gets into when Christ said that someone will betray me. So the Last Supper is going to be Passover. Okay. Christ had Passover. He had a feast with the disciples before he left, because he told them what was going to happen based on him leaving soon. He's not going to be there. All right. And so, of course, someone was going to betray him, which was going to be Peter, which you find out later. And, Christ already knew it. And it actually came to pass. Peter, he had, what's the word? Peter had repented, and, he became to be a mighty, mighty warrior later on. Not saying that he wasn't a mighty warrior then, but he had a cowardly moment, but he now, was 10 times more of a man, 10 times stronger and just glorious later after the situation where he denied Christ 3 times. Otherwise, it's said in the Bible thrice. Thrice is 3 in English. Okay. All right. So that's really the precept that I really want to hit on real quick. I might get some other ones. Otherwise, I do want to get into some more not precepts, but more just about the Passover. Once again, Jeremiah did mention very clearly that no shenanigans, no craziness is going to go down at the Passover. If you have a problem in a situation, do your best to make sure that it doesn't interrupt the Passover or anyone else's experience. Of course, we are going to handle problems and situations depending on what it is. But if it's going to be some craziness or some just idiotic, miscellaneous things, we have no time for that. So control yourself and control whatever problem, situation, demon that you may have. Okay? Like this is for the Lord. This is not for us to be buck wild and out of order. This is about the Lord. This is about Yahushua. And so let's keep that in mind as we celebrate the Lord's Passover. Let's be wise in every situation. Let's be, let's be glorious. Let's be zealous and still doing the work of the Lord as we, are going through the Lord's Passover. Like, let's be men and women of the Lord. Let's be responsible, accountable. And let's be like children of the Lord. That's what we should do. And I pray everyone that's watching, everyone that watches this later, I pray that you understand. Because if you don't understand, you will find out. And that's not a threat. Just know you will find out. All right? If you don't understand now, you will understand later. Honestly, I pray that you don't understand what's going to happen later if you don't understand right now. So understand this. Be in order and have decency every day that you are at the Passover. That goes for me, that goes for everybody else, right? Have some decency, have some order, have some discipline about yourself. Otherwise, you're out of there. Lord be with you. Okay? Lord be with you. All right, now I do want to open up the floor to brothers and sisters who are actually watching class right now. What questions or concerns, just anything that you may have about the Passover that you might want to know? It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it sounds small, small, large, goofy, wise, whatever. If you have any questions about the Passover, please ask about it right now. Okay? Any brother and sister, I encourage every brother and sister who's online to ask a question about Passover. All right? Otherwise, we are going to keep getting into it. I'm going to give y'all a few seconds. I'm going to give y'all a minute or so. Okay. Yeah, anybody, ask your questions about Passover. I would love to see what questions everyone may have. All right. Nothing yet. All right. I'm going to wait just a little bit. All right. Well, just know that Passover is going to be a amazing experience. Passover is going to be one of those days where you're not going to ever forget for the rest of your life. It's going to be damn near magical, and what most people would say. Once again, there's a lot of love, a lot of brotherhood and sisterhood just thrown around, and just like you can literally feel it in the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like no one is sneak dissing, no one is gossiping about each other. You know what I mean? I'll say the closest to gossip is your outfit, not in a bad way, but it's fly. That dress that sister got on is very gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's pretty. Yo, that brother came in with that garment. Good night. That's a nice garment. Who made it? Like all these things is gonna come up now. See what I'm saying? What city are you from? You know what I mean? Oh, you look so good. You look so great. Oh, are these your children? Oh, so you're related to such and such. Oh, so you from this state, that city, that country. Like, it's going to be amazing. Oh, what's your name? How do you say it? What does your name mean? All those things will come up at Passover. Just get ready for that Passover experience. It's going to be glorious. And once again, everything is going to be such in righteousness and order. Man, have you ever been to a place where it never got shot up before? Imagine going to a place, every time someone's fighting, someone's arguing, someone's shooting up the place, you gotta, you barely make it out alive. Man, but at the Passover, it is absolutely beautiful. You will not regret coming. It is glorious. You know what I mean? It's absolutely glorious. And once again, you are not going to regret it. You are going to love it. Because the Passover is the place to be. Like, man. And also too, the beautiful thing is like Passover has been pretty much like held down in different states. Usually it's been held down in New York because that's where the UPK was born at, established in 1969. New York, Harlem, New York to be exact. And the fact that it's somewhere else, like Passover in Texas last year was amazing, absolutely amazing. But in Florida, I know it's going to be amazing as well. You know, I mean, the Florida school is man, good night. I can say a lot about Florida. They are just on top of their game, glorious, one body, one soul, one mind, one West, one spirit. They are on top of it. Okay. Once again, so I see ain't nobody got any questions about Passover. No concerns. Come on now. I know y'all see me in here. I'm ready. I'm ready for the questions. How about this? If you don't have any questions about Passover, what do you expect? What do you want out of Passover? And what I mean is as far as the experience based on what you heard or what you've seen through videos or classes and things of that sort. Like, what are you looking forward to at the Passover? Answer me that. Come on, Corniala, Dashamiwa, my sister Kawa, Marakapath, Izara, and whoever else is watching, man. What do y'all expect out of the Passover for this year? Let me know. Put it in the chat. The brother said, do you put blood on the doorpost? So as of today, no. That was just back in Egypt. Don't go ahead and kill an animal and put it on a doorpost. You will be unclean, and that's not something that we do today. All right. By the way, you are unclean if you touch a dead animal, which in the Bible is called a dead carcass, which is a dead body. You will be unclean for 7 days. So do not kill no animals. All right. Don't do that. All right. If you are around animals, make sure that they're very much alive. Okay. So what Moses told the children of Israel at that time, don't do it right now. All right. That was back then. This is not now. Understand that the Bible is thousands and thousands of years old. Now, some things we still do today, but that's a different class, a different topic. Everything that was done in the Bible today, back then, we do not do today. Like, for example, for the laws that are how you say it? For the laws that are punishment by death, we don't do today. A lot of them, right? For example, adultery, we do not stone anyone to death. We don't stone no one to death. All right. There are other measures that we take when it comes to adultery, certain crimes, and so on and so forth. We do not pick up rocks and throw it at anyone's heads. Okay. We do not physically harm each other. There was a time where that was going on. It does not happen today. The times have changed, but the laws are still the same, but the punishments are different based on some of the laws. As far as the punishments, the breaking of the law, if that makes sense. All right. Any more questions? Let me see. Okay. Damn. Most Christ. All right, so the sister Marakapath had asked the trust and respect, the decorum, the advice, and the stories. Oh, damn! Hey, you know what? There are going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of that, right? And it's going to be a lot of stories as well. Trust me. I mean, someone's going to tell you about their first Passover. Look, I haven't even told y'all my first story about the Passover. Like I still got videos in my phone. I still got pictures that I look at. You know, I mean, of course, I look like a naked mole rat, but besides that, right? I had a good time. It was glorious. It was a lot of great advice. A lot happened. I remember like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? But yeah, I look at some of the old pictures of me. I'm like, is that me? Like, good night. But anyway, let me see. Dr. Maya, being able to renew our oaths to the Most High, rehearsing the righteous. Hey, Most High in Christ. And you know what? And then the brother said, if so, do the Lord still pass your door? So a death angel doesn't really come through the neighborhood necessarily. That was just in the time of Egypt, as far as us being in captivity. Yes, we are still in captivity, but what we should worry about is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments right now. So when Christ does return, it can be at Passover night. Who knows? It could be today. It could be 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It could be tomorrow. What's important is that was back then. Right now, just serve the Most High, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Whatever you are fighting or battling, that's what you need to handle. And don't let it get you away from going to Passover. So don't worry about the post of the door or a death angel coming by your house in 2022. It's not happening. Don't worry about that. But a death angel can come even when it's not Passover. If you are not serving of the Lord, the Most High is going to kill you. That's what you should worry about. Okay? Otherwise, every year as far as Passover, don't worry about if a death angel is going to come by your house, and if you should put blood of an animal, a righteous animal, a lawful animal, on your door. Don't worry about that. Let me know if you understand that Kawaniala. Salakia. Salakia. I say naked Morat because like I don't know, like I mean, like I had hair and everything. Well, yeah, I did have hair. Yeah, I had hair and everything, but you know, I just look funny. I mean, to me, I look very funny. You know what I mean? Back in I think 2015 was my first Passover. I came into the school 2014 when I was 16 turning 17. Yeah, but like, you know, like I mean, I'm a skinny guy, you know, but I honestly I look like a naked mole rat. But you know, it's funny though. I roast myself all the time in a good way. You know what I mean? Ain't no insecurities or nothing like involved necessarily. But like, yeah, I look like a damn naked mole rat. Like, you know, skinny as hell, had a big ass garment on. I was fly as hell, but like, you know, it wasn't fitting me. It was supposed to be on somebody else's body. But you know, it's funny though. I look at it, I laugh all the time. But I was fly as hell that day. I can't say that. I was rocking the hell out of that garment. But yes, a naked mower, absolutely. I'll take that. You know what I mean? But it was kind of funny though. Like I had my hair braided, but it looked like I had no hair. You know what I mean? And like all you saw was skin, and then you saw the garment. Like, but I was fly though. You know, I don't know. But yeah, I look like a child. That's why I said naked mower because I look like a baby. You know, no facial hair, nothing. You know what I mean? Like I barely even had like a little peach fuzz. You feel me? So yeah. So yeah. But you know, yeah. Now, I mean, years later. So I mean, 2014 to now, it's been some years, about 7, 8 years, if the math is correct. But man, like, I mean, and that's just a short time. Like, just like damn, like 2014 seemed like yesterday. You know what I mean? A year before I graduated high school. You know, it's just it was glorious. And you know, it's funny. Like today, up until back then, I remember all the things I went through. Just coming to the school and just always leaning on the brotherhood and the sisterhood in the UPK. Of course, you know, we don't get counsel from. I mean, like men don't get counsel from the woman necessarily, but like based on their experiences, what they've been through, you know, sisters who have been around longer than I have, you know, they might set a very great example to where it's like, damn, like, you know what? How this sister went through that and how she still is here, I should keep going. Like, I never really thought about leaving the school or anything like that necessarily, but like, I mean, I've been through some stuff coming into the UPK, like stories that I can share, you know, one-on-one personally, but just like thinking about back then to now, just how it shaped me today. I never thought I would be who I am today. Of course, I ain't shit, right? But I do know one thing is that I'm not the same person that I am today. I'm sorry, I'm not the same person that I was back then. But I am a different person today. And of course, as we all should, based on how the precepts and how the scriptures talk about, we should all strive to be better every day. You know what I mean? Like today is what? It's April 5th. So actually, think about this. Passover is April 15th. I believe April 14th or 15th. Based on this Passover, right? By next year Passover, Lord allow, Christ doesn't return, you should be a different person. You should continue to strive. Don't downgrade, always upgrade. Always upgrade, never downgrade, and just see how much you have accomplished, how far you have came. You know what I mean? A lot of us are too used to being the same, doing the same thing every day. It can just become a habit. But you can break a habit. Like if you can break a habit of drug addiction, alcoholism, want to sleep with someone else's wife, which I mean personally I don't understand that. You know, it's beyond me. Very, very disgusting. You know, being a whoremonger, like if you can defeat all those things, what you should do is continue to strive to be better and better and better. And also too, I'm going to get a precept because of that. Salaki, the brother said, that's what you remind me of is a wise kid. Hey, Thawada, I appreciate it. Thawada. I do appreciate that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do appreciate that. All right, so actually, let me get a precept real quick. Yep, boom, here we go. All right. Now, this is going to be in the book of Ecclesiasticus, right? Oh, okay, here we go. 1 second. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So the whole purpose of me grabbing that precept, which let me just put it side by side. The whole purpose of this precept is just to let you know, like, look, if you strive for the Most High, you know what I mean? The Most High is going to fight for you. So if you fight for the Lord, as far as keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments, He got your back, with no doubt. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. This is all about the Most High in Christ. Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. This is who it's about. It's not about you. It's not about anybody else, but the Most High in Christ. Understand that you have a debt to pay. This is about them. Okay? We give all the glory to the Most High and no one else. All glory to the Most High. When you see Christ, what we are doing is what Christ is doing, which ultimately gives glory to the Most High. Us going to Passover and sacrificing our time, our struggles, our problems. And we're going across time to be around people who are not blood related to us. That says a lot. You was in a fake Israelite group. You was in all these other different religions. All you did was study by yourself, thinking that you were wise. You did Hotep. You was a drug addict. You've been in jail all your life. You've been an alcoholic all your life. You've been a whoremonger all your life. It's time to do something different. Change your life and make no excuse for it, of it. and show the Lord that you are a child of the Most High. Otherwise, you are just a bastard. You are a coward. You are a damn simp, and you don't give a damn about the Lord, but you give a damn about yourself. Like, do something that is not concerning you, all about you. Do something for your people. Do something for your Lord, your authority, your ruler, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, our King. Do something that represents our nation as a whole with glory and honor. That's what you do. Make sure that you do it at the Lord's Passover, man. Show yourself to be glorious. Show yourself to be a true child of the Most High, and that you are worthy of His mercy. And then also, too, something that the sister has said. Let me see. Yeah, and the sister has said, being able to renew our oaths to the Most High, rehearsing the righteous acts. Like, come on, man. Like, that's it. That's what we must do. We must do that thing. Let's remember that we wrote our name in blood when we got that oil poured on our head. And for the sister, Dashamiwa, in the future, sis, that's not going to be your name. You know what I mean? That's not going to be your name because, as far as I do know, that name came from somewhere else, not from the UPK, which is no sweat. But that's just right there. Like, just for example, if I may use you as a example, that sister's going to have that oil poured on her head, Lord allow, in the future, and she's going to have a name that is her. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what Dashamaya actually means. It actually sounds like a nice name, but I know it's not from the UPK. As far as I know. If I am wrong, go ahead and let me know. Shalakia, in advance. Otherwise, if that's not from the UPK, you know what I mean? Like, man, these names mean something. You are taking an oath. When you get these names, when you get a rank raise, things of that sort, you are taking an oath. You are taking an oath to the Most High. You are writing your name in blood. And if you break that oath, man, it's not pretty. It's not beautiful. Show the Lord that you are serious, that you are a priest, a prince, and a princess of the Lord. Show Him that. Show Him that you deserve to make it to the kingdom. That's what you do, man. Show the Lord that. That's what you do. All right? All right, once again, anybody got any questions or concerns, let me know. Oh, yeah, con, okay. All right. So, yeah, con. So, Pastor, once again, next week, can't wait to see everybody. It's going to be a lot of love, a lot of good laughs, a lot of, good time hanging out. And by the way, no sweat, says, all right, no sweat. All right, no sweat. But yeah, otherwise, Passover, man, hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all brothers and sisters something, right? Be ready to stay up all night, cause I ain't going to sleep. Lord allow, I ain't going to sleep. All right, Passover is one of those times where I am sleep deprived. I can't go to sleep because I'm too busy having a good time with brothers and sisters. And you know what's crazy? All the hotels that Commander Junior Hunter had booked out, man, brothers and sisters stay up in the lobby all day, all night. You better believe it. I'm talking about, I didn't see the generals, the actual generals just playing cards 3, 4, 5 in the morning with brothers and sisters, having good food, good drinks, good vibes. And you know what? I even seen the children up all up in the morning when they should be in bed. But hey, they having a good time with all the children too. You know what I mean? Like, good night. Like, it's such a good time. It's amazing. It's like you don't want to go to sleep because you don't want to miss anything. You want to have all the much memories that you can. It's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful and glorious. I can't stop talking about it. I can talk about it for days and hours. All right, give me a second. Let me see. Okay. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and play a promo real quick for the Passover, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, bear with me.
ISUPK 53rd Annual Lord's Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamoy Yalo. We here to let you know 53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, the palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building. Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022 is going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
Black power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. No cowards in our camp, Wanna let their colors fly.
ISUPK 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you and your
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we talk that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the Lord.
Y'all see this?
Comes with all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment room and a hotel room. You know what I mean? Yeah. This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grace. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
Shalom, Israel, at the water for that. All right, so we're back now. Hey, once again, make sure that you share this class. All right,
Right.
Share the class. Pay your tithes. I mean, of course, make sure that you pay your goddamn tithes. All right. And tithes, it's not, what is it, vegetables or something like that?
Corn, beans.
Yeah. It's going to be money. Of course, the Lord doesn't care about money, but it's a obedient thing. All right. It's showing your obedience to the Lord when it comes to tithes and things of that sort. Also, too, it helps the nation of Israel. Now, when it comes to the Christian church, you are not going to see your money once you put it in their hands. But the difference is between the Christian church and the UPK, you will see your money again.
That's right.
And what that means is that you are going to see it when you fall behind on your bills. If you're paying your tithes, you would also see it with the clothes on your back, your children's back. Boots? You know what I mean? Just anything, man. Like, if you really are stressing for money and you need it, you are going to see it. All right? You are going to see it. And the tithes help out the nation of Israel. It doesn't help the person that's receiving it. Okay? It helps you. So that way we ain't gotta rob, steal, and kill. Have you ever thought about that? Once again, like, if you're having troubles with Passover, as far as funds, things of that sort, make sure that you contact and talk to the camp leader in your city. Do that ASAP. Don't waste no time, because Passover is next week. I believe next Friday. Let me see. Yeah, next Friday. Okay? That's what you do. Make sure that you contact your camp leader. You get everything squared away. So that way you are, tawab, good, and things of that sort. All right, let me see something real quick. Let me get another preset real quick. One second. All right. So we got another precept. Put it on the screen real quick. All right, Psalm chapter 133, verse 1. A song of degrees of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Right? Now, of course, we always hear about unity, how Black and Hispanic people should, come together. Or some people in the world, they always say everybody should come together. Well, of course, that's not possible. The reason why everybody else cannot come together is because we are not the same people. We are not coming together on the same accord, on the same page, right? But for those Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we are coming together on one accord. One body, one flesh. You see what I'm saying? One spirit. We are all coming together. Yeah, so, that's how it is supposed to be. But when we come together for the Lord's Passover, this is about the Lord, not you.
Right.
Always keep that in mind. Once again, I'm going to keep repeating that because it's very important. Yes, you're going to have on that fly out, that fly dress, no sweat. Make sure that you keep in mind what this is really all about. It's about the Lord, and keep it about the Lord. This is the Lord's business. Understand that the ISUPK is a business. Keep it professional. Okay? So once again, what the precept reads, behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Unity is what Black and Hispanic people need. But what type of unity? It's the one where everything is in righteous order. The Bible says everything must be done in decency and order. And that's how it must be. And that's what the Passover is going to be. Once again, there's not going to be any, nonsense going on. Otherwise, you will be kicked out of the Passover.
That's right.
If you do not understand that, you will find out the hard way.
That's right.
And that's how it is. That's how it's going to be. So if you start acting crazy, get ready to be kicked out. You, your children, your husband,
Right.
you know, I mean, whoever you bring, I don't know, whoever you bring, just understand that you won't be there, but we will be there having a good time without you. Just don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass, your city. Don't embarrass anyone else. Because really, honestly, when you do embarrass yourself, you're embarrassing everybody else.
Right.
As a nation, as a people. Okay. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, which are only allowed at the Passover, if you are married to any heathens, they are to be left at the door.
That's right.
They are not a part of the Passover. No, nobody that is. If you are a non-Israelite, you are not invited to the cookout, to the feast, to the Passover, so on and so forth. You are to be left where you came from. Okay. But for that brother and that sister who is an Israelite, go ahead. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. All right. All right. So like pass the class over to the brother Officer Mungabar, 500. All right.
So like, clap it up for Officer 5,000 Maccabi again. Hold it down as always. Hey, Shalom Israel. Y'all about to send me some thumb to the brothers. Y'all small. I thumb about to send me outside to the sisters. Gearing up for the Passover, man.
Yeah, right.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, beautiful thing. Now, as it would happen with every year, I mean, since I've been in the truth with this school, every year that come around, especially around the Passover, there's a lot of pressure built up on people, and it's understandable to feel overwhelmed about it. Now, don't go using that as an excuse. Don't go using that as an excuse, though. To drop your sword, man.
Right.
To let your people down. So like, I thought you had you.
Oh,
I'm
no,
messing with you. I thought you slept. Don't use that as an excuse to let yourself down too, man. Like Adam was saying, this is about the Most High.
Right.
And this is about us acknowledging what our power has done for us and giving us a damn good reason why we need to stay obedient and loyal to this.
Right.
If it wasn't for the Most High, I mean, again, we'd still be that. How would I say it? There would be no chance of redemption for us.
Right.
We would still be. I mean, we're getting fed on. So like, okay. Right. Okay. I might have to stay.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. You go there.
Okay.
If you was leaving, I was going to break this down myself.
Okay.
Okay. We got to go.
So like, all right. So Zephaniah 2:1. That's how we like to start off, man. This is what it's about. I mean, paying our homage to our power, recognizing His authority on earth, and our obedience and loyalty to Him above all else. It's our culture is what makes a division between us and everybody else. Our laws don't necessarily pit us against everybody else because we have these laws, but because we have these laws, we are pitted against everybody else, if that makes sense to you.
Right.
Because they don't have laws that they got to follow.
That's right.
Everybody kind of has like a moral compass and whatnot. But they don't have like they don't have a binding, like, you know what I'm saying, like set of laws that govern their way of life. They got traditions. I mean, everybody and their mama got traditions. You got Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and birthdays. I mean, everybody got traditions, and you're supposed to act right, during these most esteemed days of pagan worship. I remember being back in the world though, you know, for birthday gifts, it was drugs. I remember back in the world, you know, for Christmas gifts, it was drugs. I remember back in the world, you know, to celebrate New Year's, we got high. Anniversaries. I mean, like if it was your mother's birthday, you and the sons and the daughters and all the other friends, you got high after you know mom's birthday done. If it was Father's Day, it was about drugs. Mother's Day, guess what? Drugs. Halloween, instead of trick or treating, it was trick or drugs. You know what I'm saying, man? It's stupid. It's stupid. 4th of July. What do you think we were doing on 4th of July? You were doing drugs. Watching the fireworks. Oh, sparkly.
It's a lot.
Real life, man. It's you know that's
no. I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but you know what I mean.
Hey, looking back, like I can look back on that shit and laugh now.
Yeah. No,
and how stupid it was.
Crazy.
Because I mean that's damn near 90% of what like the function is.
No, it's just like that you keep saying it's like yeah.
And for once in our lives, man, after being preyed on and victimized and criminalized by everybody for the first time in our lives, in our generation, that we get to see us clean, and strong, and happy and healthy,
right,
and together.
Right.
That's why Zephaniah 2:1 is so important for me personally.
Right.
This is the only time you're going to see this many Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming from all these different backgrounds in one spot. Nothing but love.
Right, that's right.
And how would I say this? A vehemently rageful defense for our people. Like you do not want to be the one to try to mess that party up. Let me tell you, like, the smart department for the UPK, they on point, man. They ain't gonna let none of that shit slide.
Right.
Like it's very important that you grasp that concept too, whether you're in the school or not. If you a young brother or sister in the school, like Adam was saying, this ain't about you.
Right.
You are to participate in this. This is not about you as an individual. Don't start bringing your all your baggage here. Get counsel.
Right.
We got counseling for that. We got counseling for that. You know, make all your preparations again ahead of time too, so that you're not all stressed out at the last minute, freaking out. Again, these Passover demons are real, man. They're gonna try to keep you from showing your face. This brotherhood, our devotion to our power is bigger than your prospect of shame, and it's bigger than money. If you ain't got no money, listen, you're still coming to the Passover. Like if you got to drag your ass to the Passover, you're coming to the Lord allow. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Yes, it's $200 per 17-year-old and above.
That's right.
Each individual is responsible to pay $200.
Right.
For the Passover.
Right.
That's why we were able to book out hotels.
Right.
You understand? And lambs and all the other food and accommodations that come with this. If you got more than $200, you got another $200 laying around. Kick that in too. Pay for somebody else who might not have it. It's like yourself.
Talk about how instead of paying it on the miscellaneous things, drugs, whatever.
Right.
Like pay it on,
right.
Like pay for the Passover. And also too, General say even if you're not coming, right? Still pay.
Yeah, still kick that in, man. Show some love. It's just $200. You know, one time a year that you're paying that.
There you go.
Again, like every week, how much do you spend on alcohol and drugs and maybe games or junk food? You know what I'm saying? Like it's so easy to just fly through $200 for selfish needs, and all of a sudden it seems like a burden to drop that $200 for a righteous cause.
Right.
That's why this brotherhood is so important. This sisterhood is so important. These are the things that bond us together.
That's right.
That this is bigger than you. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than us.
That's right.
But it's for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this is for you. This is your culture. Ain't nobody else got this. Everybody else trying to take it from us. Everybody else want that.
Right.
But this ain't for them. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child, this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one thing, one of the things that our culture, this is what we own. And we can be proud of this.
Mm-hmm.
And we can walk into the Passover, walk in through them gates with the lamb's blood spread over the doorpost. We can walk through them gates proud. Not, in vanity, not that type of proud, but rich in culture. And in a history that can't nobody get but us. As much as they try to tie themselves into it or make us try to graft every spiritual jackass out there,
right.
It's like this. They can't have this. They don't get this. They don't get Purim. They don't get the Day of Atonement. They don't get Hanukkah. They don't get the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of First Fruits, blowing of the trumpets. They don't get that. And as long as the UPK stands under Commanding General Yohana, they don't get us either, man. They don't get to hurt us no more without us saying something about it, without our power putting them to death, putting them to shame, the same way that he did Pharaoh. They don't get to do that to us no more, man. The nation is waking up. The people are coming back. This family is growing and is growing tighter. Do not be the one to try to mess that up at the Passover, man. There's nothing wrong with having a drink. Be responsible. Be mature about it. You can have a good time without getting shit-faced, like for the language. You can have a good time without getting bombed out of your mind and losing your emotions and your countenance. And don't let all this stress mounting up, leading up to the Passover, dissuade you from coming to the Passover. Don't let that be an excuse. Everybody is stressed out over this. You know how much money brothers and sisters done spent on this? On garments, on traveling, on the hotel. And we're going to go to Florida. I ain't never been to Florida. I have to spend some money on Florida. I got to buy at least something. Go to the dollar store or something just to say, hey, I was here in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that deter you. Everybody's got a stressor related to this. Except for the brothers and sisters that planned well ahead of time. We can learn from that. Now, there might always be some unforeseen circumstances that present themselves to try to, throw you off your square or something, try to make you lose focus. That happens every day. Without the Passover, coming up in date, well, about a week. No, it's Thursday, right?
No, I think it's Friday.
Friday?
Yeah,
right.
15.
The 15th, I count. Yeah, so it without even the Passover coming up in a week, we got stumbling blocks every day in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And especially for the people in the world, you didn't let them stumbling blocks keep you from getting high. On 4th of July, on Mother's Day, on your birthday, don't let none of that garbage deter you from celebrating our power, man.
Right.
And remembering our brothers and sisters that can't be here. That's another huge part of it. That's why Yahweh said, you know what I'm saying, drink, it's like in a paraphrase, but drink this blood in remembrance of me.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We got brothers, what's the brother named Makatazai?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be here with us.
Right.
A lot of brothers that I had met coming into the truth, back home in Milwaukee, they ain't gonna be there with us.
Yes, it's like if I may. It's also a sister who was at Passover last year who I personally met. Got a picture with her, and she won't be here either.
She ain't gonna be here with us.
Yeah, I believe the sister's name is Kaya.
Kaya?
Kaya, yeah. She was married to a trooper in school. She won't be here either.
Joy Morgan ain't gonna be here with us, man. George Floyd ain't gonna be here with us, man.
Right.
Philando Castillo, Salakia.
Right.
Salakia. That brother ain't gonna be here with us. Kai Gurley ain't gonna be here with us. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than us, man.
Right.
The main things that bind us together. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. In the midst of World War III, we brought this out before. In the midst of World War III, they did not forget to hate you. despite bombs going off and bodies dropping left and right, tanks running the red light, you know what I'm saying? Crushing over cars. In the middle of all that, they did not forget to hate them some niggas, spicks, and savages. They didn't miss a beat.
Right.
America didn't forget. Yeah, everybody's concerned about what's going on with the Ukrainians and the Russians, Gog and Magog, and what's all happening on their front.
Right.
They're twittering about it, tweeting about it left and right. Even with that, you know, that shameful display of cowardice by Will Smith, and the unfortunate light that put Chris Rock in. You know, that's why we need this. That's why we need the UPK. That's what Commanding General Yana done devoted his life to.
Right.
All the generals, all the captains, all these 5,000s, all these thousands, these 500s, these officers, these troopers.
That's right.
I wanted to change their life to correct those situations. In the midst of all that, though, America did not forget to hate the shit out of you. This is not the time for division. It doesn't matter if you're in the UPK or not. You should be at the Passover. You should be celebrating with your people, man.
That's right.
And you ain't gonna find nothing more. You ain't gonna find a more secure brotherhood and sisterhood than this. You got some Yahoo followers that gonna go play Gilligan's Island somewhere in like the Philippines or something like that. I don't know where they're going. There can be no order and structure there, man. There can be nothing to keep a defense, you know, especially in somebody else's backyard. Now, of course, people are going to say, well, the Most High Yah got me. You're going to need that High Yah to save your ass. When they try jumping you, you know, and you know, breaking down your tents, they're saying something that should be played with. And you got too many people out there that have taken liberties on this truth and creative freedoms on this truth, trying to, you know, delegate to the people what's what. And it's like you said, this is the funniest shit to me. You know, all these men out here talking about, you know, we don't follow no man. I don't listen to no man. Y'all Commanding General Yohana's, you know, lackeys and blah blah blah. You listening to this guy, that guy? You know, I listen to God. Nigga, when you're reading a book, who is it written by?
Mm-hmm.
Whose instructions are you following? Now, every word in that Bible was inspired by the Most High, absolutely. But you gotta be then trusting those men that wrote those records, that they telling you the truth. So you're listening to men, but you don't follow no man.
Right.
But you on Facebook with an internet connection and an account, telling people what's right and wrong, trying to correct them, trying to check them on what's culturally accurate or not.
Right.
Who the hell should listen to you?
Right.
We do follow men. We learn from these men that put in the work since before any of us was born. Like, quit playing with this, man. It's the same. If you only knew, if you could only be here with us and really see what this is.
Right.
Whatever city you're in, go to isupk.com right now and look up the city near you. And take a look at everything that you've experienced. Every ideology that you've entertained, every rule that you broke, every bottomed out situation you've been in, man. You know, look at the root of it. Learn from these brothers. Apply your damn culture. Apply these rules and regulations to your life. And even just entertain the thought of, well, you know, if I listen to what my forefathers told us to do, if I listen to what my power told me to do, how could that have changed some of these circumstances?
Right.
You wouldn't have went to jail. You wouldn't have been strung out on drugs. You wouldn't have OD'd, woke up in a hospital stretcher. You wouldn't have hurt that brother, that sister. You would have listened to your parents. You wouldn't have stole that, penny candy. Ended up, getting stupid charges and then snowballing a criminalistic way of life. So many things that could have been avoided had we listened to this word,
Right.
to these instructions by these men that came before us. And this ain't the time to be weak-hearted and soft about things either, man. The Passover, like, man, God damn it, Salaki. There's this brother on Facebook. Again, not everybody should be allowed to have a Facebook account. Like, there should almost be like an IQ test and like the equivalent of like an officer's test or something like that. You know what I'm saying? To get any type of social media account for these people. But this one brother, he had a little infomercial. I guess his little congregation, they made a skit, is what he called it. Made like a little infomercial about the Passover. It was.
You still got it? Can you show me?
If I can look this up, it's so moist. Yeah, kind of. It's so bad. It is so bad. It's mocking the culture of these men. Moses wasn't no pansy, man. I mean, he killed an Egyptian soldier? You know what I'm saying? He killed the dude that was in the army, that was in the military, that was kicking Israelite butt.
Right.
You done buried that fool, man. That Hamite. Moses wasn't soft.
Right.
And he wasn't no fool either.
That's right.
And in Psalms, which not all of them, I don't believe. Again, Saki, correct me if I'm wrong on this. Psalms are like songs, but not all of them are. Like some of them are like poems, allegories, things like that. But you will see some of them where it says, a song of David, things like that. And then you had a Song of Solomon.
So songs, prayers, and songs, prayers, and
bars.
Pretty much,
It was bars.
So it's like the music.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean that's. But if you look at all of them, it's about us ruling.
Also, so like King David wasn't the only one that was writing in Psalms. It was other scribes.
Yeah, and it does kind of say that right before.
Yeah. Same thing with Ecclesiasticus.
All right.
And many other books too.
Come.
Yeah, it wasn't just one main person. Like King Solomon didn't write all of the books that he, that know him for.
Right.
He wrote some of it. Other people wrote more of it.
And Paul didn't even write all of like the letters of Paul.
No.
Because he had other brothers that were attributed as the authors for that too.
Yeah. You got to ask yourself, like, how did he write? I mean, it could be possible, but then again, how did he write everything when he was in jail at that one point in time?
And that it's John I think about that too.
John
the Baptist, yeah.
As well.
And it's kind of a funny thing because again, we kind of have that culture today when we're in jail.
Yeah.
We're flying a kite. Paul and John were flying kites, man, while they was locked up in prison.
Right.
And I don't know what the legal actions of correspondence would have been back in them days, but I'm sure they were screening the hell out of his messages the same way that they do today in today's prison system. But damn, it's like, all right, yeah. So where I was going with that, so this brother, man, they got this video out there of them, song and dance and praising and very, very, very Christian, very like very, very Christian. I was so uncomfortable watching it, just everything that they did in it. So I clowned the hell out of him for a minute. But even for brothers like that, they should still come to the Passover. it's, you know, no, how would I say this too? Especially for occasions like this, you know, in the UPK, Commander General Yana would have the authority. General Muhammad would have the authority to ban somebody from coming into the Passover. Again, this is, you're seeing the nation rebuilt here. Just like people had been cut off in the past. You couldn't come to the Passover, you know, for X, Y, and Z. They do have that authority, but at the same time, you know, this is bigger than them too. This is for Israel. This is something that we are responsible and expected to uphold. Just don't come in there acting a fool. Like I don't want to say they be all too happy because they don't glory in the, you know, destruction of our people either. But don't give nobody an excuse to have to put you out.
Right.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the brotherhood. No matter what the differences are. You know, that's part of that Passover demon too. Like you think you're gonna walk into this holy ground and start battling and start, you know, squabbling over doctrines and trying to prove yourself, trying to prove whatever to yourself. Like this ain't the place for that. So don't forget where you are, who you're dealing with here. Real quick. You know, so again, Zephaniah 2:1, man, gather together, O nation not desired. That's what this is all about. Coming back together as a people. And not letting carnal distractions interfere with your attendance. Mm-hmm. If you waited till the last minute and ain't no more hotel rooms available, there's some floor space, I'm sure, somewhere. And you know, you just might have to deal with that. Again, this is bigger than having to sleep on the floor. Acting like a nigga ain't never slept on the floor before either. Right. Let's get us to Passover. Come on, man. Don't be that guy. You know, we had a book, you know, separate Airbnb. I'm probably gonna have to sleep on the floor. You know, rank and order and things like that. What you say? What? You know, we got an Airbnb. Yeah, different. No. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought that's what you said. No, yeah. No, luckily all that went through. Again, preparation. Next time, any problems that you're having right now, take from that lesson, learn from that, and prepare ahead of time. Yeah, like months. Months. It don't, like, be stupid about it. Like, hell, prepare for, you know, the next 10 Passovers. Start saving all your money. Throw that to the side. Get ready for anywhere on earth that we might have to bounce for this. Actually, I ain't never been to Europe. I'd like to see the Passover in the UK too. Yeah. I ain't never been out there. You know, that'd be cool to say what up to them brothers out there. In Puerto Rico and Brazil, you know what I'm saying? Hey, in Milwaukee, hey, why not? Let's see what happens in Chicago. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's where the Lord had set His name. Again, you're gonna have a lot of people, even people's arguments against the Passover, how it's supposed to be conducted, the dates and the times. Even that might mess with somebody, said a weak brother or sister, and might deter you from trying to keep the Lord's only sanctioned and authorized Passover. And this is gonna, I don't know, I guess sound kind of tough. Get over it. Just power through it, man. Don't forget what you know, trying to learn something new. To quote General Muhammad. It's, again, we go through this stuff every day anyways. This should not be any different. And we've survived this far. So I mean, just keep it pushing. If you need help, accommodations, get in contact with the school near you. Get in contact with your camp leader. You know, ask the questions. If you need help with finances, ask about it. Ask for it. Don't let a couple of dollars get in the way of this brotherhood and get in the way of you celebrating your culture, man. Don't let that take away from what we're about to follow through with and what you're about to experience here. Especially if this is your first one, like I'm excited as hell for you. If this is your first Passover, you ain't never been with the brothers and sisters like that. This is your first damn like high holy day experience anyway. Like I am thrilled for you, and it's gonna be such a glorious interaction. All the kids, you know, all the sisters, all the brothers. I mean, it's gonna be. If you've seen the pictures from last year in Houston, and then Jamaica, Queens, like it's a beautiful thing. And this is for you. This is for you. This is for our people. Don't take it for granted. Don't take it lightly. You know, come through, man. Come through. If your garment isn't up to par, all right, kick yourself in the ass for that later. Get to Florida. You couldn't get your hair done. No sweat. I'm sure you can find a brother or sister that can accommodate you last minute. Go to Florida. Make sure that you're in Cocoa Beach. Don't let none of that stop you.
That's right.
Let's see, between here and Florida, it's like 1,500 miles, something like that, 1,200 miles, something like that. Yeah. If you couldn't get a vehicle or a room or something like that, start walking. Like, start walking ahead of time. Like get it moving. You know what I'm saying? And don't listen to nobody else. Don't listen to nobody else's timeline. Don't listen to nobody else's views and opinions, because that's all it is at the end of the day. That is it. They're going to try to put a bug in your ear about this, that, or the third. You got to have the fortitude to shake that off. Like the Passover Demons going to have you acting stupid. And then don't go on social media and, start, airing out your business. Go to your camp leader or whoever you report to. Go to the next brother that's, right above you or right next to you. You know what I'm saying? And talk to him about it. Don't Facebook is not a therapist. And until they start issuing those accreditation tests to get in any type of social media account, like don't listen to what they got to say. Right. Listen to Commanding General Yana. Like, if he says it, do it. General Muhammad, if he says it, do it. All of our captains, all of our officers, if they say it, do it. And just keep this thing moving. Because if you go to Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, a friend will love it at all. Well, it's like, actually, let's start up a little bit more.
Okay, verse 17.
I'm giving it a shot, trying to be cool like y'all.
No, you got it.
I think I want to start at 14. The beginning of strife, Proverbs chapter 17, verse 14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore, leave off contention before it be meddled with. I mean, you don't lose your cool. Like, listen again. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Like, how would I say that? What's a good way to put that in modern terms? I want to say, don't lose your shit. Keep your wits about you. Mm-hmm. Don't let that strife make you lose control. 15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord. Again, you're gonna have people that are gonna talk crazy about us. Who cares? Like, that's the other part. Like, people talk crazy about you every other day of the week. What's It don't make it no different just because it's the Passover coming up. And I'm not saying just treat this like any old, normal day. It's not certainly not a run of the mill situation, but we've been through worse together. Just gonna all right. So we're gonna get through this. Verse 16. Wherefore is there a price in the hand of a fool to get wisdom, seeing he hath no heart to it. You got people that I can swear up and down, that they, they're so self-studied and they got the answers. They don't follow no man. They learned it all from God, but they read it in a book, and then they just relied on the Holy Spirit to guide their intuition and their thoughts and actions. All right, no sweat.
And all this books come from man.
Okay, yeah, they all come from man anyway. Yeah. Like all of your governing principles and thoughts come from your experiences here on earth, interactions with other men, what you've learned, good and bad, from other men. And people might have, how would I say, they might spend money on their organizations or their book clubs needs and wants, and I mean then the people that were charging triple ties and whatnot, but they're gonna spend what they ain't got in a foolish manner for vanity. This ain't gonna do anything to benefit their lives. It's gonna keep them separated, and they're gonna believe it too. They're gonna think in that process though they're gaining wisdom out of it. They're gonna go bankrupt trying to get that wisdom from idiots, and it's so crucial and important to phrase certain things like that too, because of the adversity that's out there, because of demons on other people that are out there, because of the predators and our oppressors that are out there. That we got to be staunch on this point, that we gonna cut that down. Right. The second we see it. You can try to approach a brother or sister with peace and consideration and apathy, but there's a price in their hand. Foolishly trying to get wisdom, learning from everybody else in contention with us, because again they don't want to follow no man. You're gonna learn from another dude. You're gonna watch the UPK. You're gonna learn about the precepts and this and that, but you don't want to say kind. I don't want kind. All right, no sweat. Verse 17: a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born in adversity. This is what shows us who we are when we come on the hard times. How we bounce back from it. Our countenance, our resolve, our unity in this adversity, in this oppression, under this unjust treatment. While everybody else, their problems are being considered in the UN and amongst the other nations' powers, and relief is being sent to them, aid is being sent to them. They still got our brothers in cages on the border, our children. They're still deporting our brothers left and right. They still got them locked up for trumped up drug charges that they had introduced, that they had put on us. We still get murdered in the streets, despite all of this. We still give our love to them and our loyalty to them, knowing that they're the enemy. That's why the ISUPK and the Commanding General Hana plays such a pivotal role and doesn't let up on.
That's right.
Our enemies are not resting. They are at our door 24/7. So are these men. It's at least worth looking into. Right. After everything else that you try, go to isupk.com. Get in contact with the school near you. Like, share, subscribe to content. Pay your damn tithes. Make your contributions. Get your ass to Cocoa Beach, Florida, man.
That's right.
Friday, April 15th is going down. Passover, the Lord's 53rd annual Passover. This is it. Come be with your people, man. You belong here.
Right.
You got any questions, comments, or concerns? Again, contact that school near you, isupk.com. You can contact the school near you. We have the ISUPK, established in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're led by Commander Junior. We're going to pass it over to this guy and get into the security announcements. Perfect segue. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. That means that brother and that sister, from other brothers and sisters trying to, contact them. They're to be saluted only. They're here to rid themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashur. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy you can go to isupk.com, scroll down to the donate now button. You can pay your tithes, make donations there in the notes or message box. You can delegate that to whatever it is. If it's your Passover funds, again, $200 per 17-year-old and older. If you're paying tithes, if you're making a donation to the priest fund, this, that, or the third. If you have the Zelle app, first name Israelite School, last name UPK. The email is tides@isupk.com. You can also get in contact with, again, the school near you. For us, $ UPK in Minnesota. You can make donations to our school, any other school that you feel inclined to. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. Upcoming holy convocations. April 15th at sundown. 53rd annual Passover, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Go to isupk.com. You can get the details, like the location, the address, things of that nature. Immediately following the next day, so that's the 15th at sundown to the 16th at sundown. That's how long the Passover will be observed for. Starting the 16th at sundown, for the next 8 days after that, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Start before you leave. If you're going to be out of town, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're going to be out of town like the entire time for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, start getting anything with a rising agent, with a leavening agent out of your house now. So, before you leave. That way, when you come back, your house is clean, your space is clean, and you can observe the Feast of Unleavened Bread properly. And just make sure that anything that's in your living quarters, like if you have a roommate or something like that, you can't control what they do, but you can control your space. So just get everything out that you would own that would be in your designated area. Get that up out your house. You necessarily got to throw it away. Keep it in the garage or in a cooler out back or something like that. Just you can't keep it in your dwelling. Any brother wants to be trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That means your boots, your shirt, your pant, your headband, and or scarf. With that, select your Amadium, which means stand. Upon Yaakov Dam, turn to face the east. We can say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 8 through 13. Abinawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malak Wefka, Daba'ah, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawak, Hayah, Bashamayim, Natananaw, Lakam, Ko, Yawan, Wasalak Lanaw, Chabawat Now, Wasalak Now, Chabawat Yanaw, Wala'ah, Tabiyanawa, Banasaiwan, Abal, Aushanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wata Pa'arak, La'awalami, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Amen. Pray to bless Israel and the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Barak Lanaw, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayat, Sapari, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magan, Hagan. But this time we can say the name of a loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once. If you're following us on social media, you can type in the name of a loved one. We'll send the prayers up with you. Israelite School UPK. Israelite School UPK. All the brothers in Hebrew Academy. All the brothers in Hebrew Academy. UPK Minnesota. UPK Minnesota. UPK Milwaukee. UPK Milwaukee. UPK Reds. UPK Reds. UPK Chicago. UPK Chicago. Benjamin. Benjamin. Jamie. Jamie. Marco Pot. Marco Pot. Anna Lee. Anna Lee. McIntosh family. McIntosh family. Raphael. Raphael. All of Israel. All of Israel. So give me 1 second here. Zion. Zion. Samuel. Samuel. UPK Minnesota. UPK Minnesota. All of UPK. All of UPK. Desiree Davis. Desiree Davis. UPK Minnesota. UPK Minnesota. House of Kanagabal. House of Kanagabal. All of Israel. All of Israel. UPK Minnesota. UPK Minnesota. Kodash Zion. Kodash Zion. Tarak. Tarak. Amagabar. Amagabar. Kanagabal. Kanagabal. Kawan Yala. Kawan Yala. Also Maccabi. Also Maccabi. Ainawa. Ainawa. Sapara. Sapara. Yapa. Yapa. Izara. Azara. Shara. Shara. Ainawa. Ainawa. Rakawana. Rakawana. Tazayat. Tazayat. Dashamawa. Dashamawa. Marakapat. Marakapat. Sharon. Sharon. David. David. Ezra. Ezra. Malaya. Malaya. Miley. Miley. The generals. The generals. Devin. Devin. His sister from South Dakota. Okay, wrong. One second. So, damn, black people. Shit. The Daniel family. The Daniel family. Peterson family. Peterson family. The Willis family. Willis family. The Moore family. Moore family. The Slaughter family. Slaughter family. All of Israel. All of Israel. I think that's it. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Du'ad Aman. Du'ad Aman. In English, Lord in the name Yahushai. Lord in the name Yahushai. Bless us in Israel. Bless us in Israel. In the school. In the school. Bless. Bless. Heal. Heal. Shield. Shield. Protect. Protect. I love them. I love them. In the name Yahushai. In the name Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Thank you, so be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. And all things living. Yahweh. Yahweh. In the name Yahushai. In the name Yahushai. Listen to us now. Listen to us now. Right now. Right now. Send evils and curses. Evils and curses. Punishment and destruction. Punishment and destruction. To the heathen. To the heathen. That speak against us. That speak against us. And the prophets. The prophets. The teachers. The teachers. The princes. The princes. The priests. The priests. The Israelite brothers. The Israelite brothers. And the school. And the school. Send evils and curses. Evils and curses. Punishment and destruction. Punishment and destruction. To the heathen. To the heathen. And shake loose. Shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel. The treasure of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. Force their riches. To enter into thy sanctuary. Into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. To the Edomites. And the nations. The nations. They drug dealers. They drug dealers. court system, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and arms, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Bicycle Matazzi, gay movement, lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathens that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro from the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel, down the flying saucers, punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy words. Cause it to be known by all. It's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake the attack coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it. All right, so. Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat, Mayim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakathon. Courtesy salute for the sisters. You got a sister in the room. Sorry towards the sister. Courtesy salute for the sisters, Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat, Mayim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Allah Shem Yahweh Shai. That was Matah. That's dismissed.